I think it's pretty clear that the government's going to be borrowing large sums of money over the next few months. The economy's still in lockdown. The Chancellor's going to have to extend his schemes of support for things like the furlough scheme for employees and the self-employed, possibly also the increase in benefits that was put into place over the last year will be extended too. So I think for the next few months, he'll be borrowing large sums of money, which is completely appropriate when the economy is shut down and subject to so many restrictions. I think the really difficult call for Mr. Sunak is how you ease out of that. So how fast do you withdraw that kind of support? If, for example, you withdraw the furlough scheme too quickly, it means that viable jobs that you've been supporting for all of the last year could end up being terminated. If you, however, extend it too long, if you phase it out too slowly, you'll be spending lots of money to prop people in jobs that don't really exist, and you'll be hindering the adjustments that the economy needs to make. So I think that's the really difficult judgment call for the Chancellor.
And of course, there were manifesto promises from before the last general elections about VAT, national insurance and income tax. It just seems inevitable to many observers that they're going to have to break some of those promises. It's not just going to come from corporation tax rises as and when they do seek to shore up the finances.
I suspect that's the case. Already before the pandemic, the UK public finances looked pretty challenging. What will really determine the size of the tax rise we need to do going forwards will be how full is the economic recovery? How much are we able to bounce back over the next few years? And secondly, to what extent do we want to spend more on public services, for example, as a result of the pandemic? Do we want, for example, to have a better standard of social care provided by the state? Do we want to have more capacity in the NHS? If we choose those things, and if the economy doesn't fully bounce back, then big tax rises will be needed. And as you say, corporation tax can do part of that. But actually, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the rates of income tax or national insurance or VAT being pushed up to try and get the budget deficit back down over the longer term.